Rob, and welcome to FS1 College Football, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage in Morgantown and Milan Puskar Stadium. Ready to begin the season, finally, as Eastern Kentucky out of the Ohio Valley Conference comes to town to take on West Virginia. A decently quick trip from Richmond, Kentucky. About a 5-hour trip into Morgantown as these teams face off for the first time in their program's histories. Hope you're having a great Saturday so far. Welcome inside our Los Angeles studio. Joe Davis with the coach Mark Helfrich. College football's back, and Coach Helfrich back on Fox. It's good to have you back.
Great to be back, sir.
It is year 2 for Neal Brown as the head coach at West Virginia. One of the big stories coming into the season was the battle at quarterback, which they waged through camp. Jarret Doege, who started the last 3 games last season, won the job.
He did. He finished hot, and what you want to see from him, if you're Neal Brown, is just massive improvement. As an offense, they need to be better in the run game. They need to be more efficient, better on third down in the red zone, and that starts with just being efficient. And you heard that word from multiple coaches this week: efficiency, efficiency, efficiency from Jarret Doege.
There was news that just came down. You probably heard during the pregame show from Bruce Feldman. There are 11 players that have been suspended by West Virginia for violations of team rules in this opener, and significantly, Coach, 6 players off this offense that are big-time contributors.
Definitely, and this just feels to me like a culture-setting mode here by Coach Brown. A great move, not major. He wanted to make sure it's non-COVID, but they're 1-game suspensions and setting up the future.
All right, we're going to get you to Milan Puskar and the PA announcer, Bill Nevin.
Please take a moment to mention how the world plays certain equally, regardless of our differences. Thank you.
So a moment of unity for these two programs. In Morgantown, both programs doing their parts to use their platforms this week and over the last few weeks. West Virginia's formed a Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, organized an on-campus march last week. That's Walt Wells, head coach at Eastern Kentucky. He's really been proud of some of the conversations his team's had and seen them grow a lot closer as they've had those conversations.
Yeah, Joe, this is important, powerful stuff at a pivotal time, in our history. And it's a time where I think we can learn from football. The game of football, the grind of football, it's a great equalizer. And I've always thought the locker room is the ultimate equalizer. Nobody cares where you're from. I don't care what color you are, how much money you have, none of that stuff. They just care that you're committed to the team. And, everyone's pointing in the same direction, achieving crazy things they could never do by themselves. And I think, society can learn from that a little bit.
All set for football. West Virginia won the toss and will receive. So Alexander Wozniak sends it away, and off we go from Morgantown with a short kick taken inside the 5. And Winston Wright, who brought back a kick for a touchdown as a freshman last year, brings it to the 44, but a flag down. Kevin Marr, the referee today.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 86, 10-yard penalty, first down.
But to wipe away a decent return and good starting field position as West Virginia gets ready to begin its first possession of the season. An offense that last year was the worst offense in the Big 12. In fact, had the biggest drop-off in Power 5 conferences as far as points per game from 2018 to 2019. And the biggest issue, Coach, was the run game. It was one of the worst in the country.
Yeah, they couldn't get really anything going. Kind of a one-back offense, kind of a traditional, modern one-back college offense. But today I anticipate just a lot of zone football against a movement front from Eastern Kentucky to get back some of the RPO stuff going, but they got to get Letty Brown going early.
And they do give it to Brown with a big hole off the left side. And Brown crossing the 30. He's across the 40 and all the way into Eastern Kentucky territory. A good start and a gain of 36 on the first play.
Couldn't be a better start here if you're Neal Brown, if you're a West Virginia fan, and seeing this inside zone play. Leddie Brown cuts it back, gets to the unblocked defender, the backside corner, and a huge opener for West Virginia.
As you said, they wanted to simplify things, simplify the scheme, simplify the formations, and they come right downhill with that first play. Doege looking to throw for the first time. He's on target to the true freshman Sam Brown. So Jarret Doege, who started the final 3 games last season, went 2-1. And the big thing the staff talks about is how the players around him in those 3 games started to really believe in him.
Yeah, they did. Even the defensive coaches talked about his toughness and his leadership, and a great early completion there to get some confidence and really force that rhythm with the throw and the run.
Already to the 36 of Eastern Kentucky. An off-play action on 2nd down and 1. Doege steps up over the middle. He's got it 1st and goal to Bryce Ford Wheaton. One of the standouts of fall camp for the Mountaineers has his first catch. It goes for 27.
They wanted to get Ford Wheaton going here. A little play action off that orbit motion. Off the play action pass again. If you can run the football, you can do anything. And here's an example of that. Open up the downfield throw and the crossing route by Ford Wheaton.
Doege 2 for his first 2. And already 1st and goal for West Virginia. An injured player here for Eastern Kentucky. It's Matthew Jackson, who led the team in tackles last week. As they help Jackson off of the field, we'll take a break. 6 yards.
Yeah, great job up front. This is a split zone play. They got a little back block by the tight end. And again, if you're a West Virginia fan, this is exactly what you want to see. Now, if you're Neal Brown, red zone efficiency is how you finish his drive.
Yeah, it was something that was an issue last year for him. Obviously goes hand in hand with the lack of running game. Just like that, they've got it 1st and goal on the opening drive of the season. Second carry for Leddie Brown. Straight downhill, touchdown West Virginia. You can't have a much better opening drive to the season if you're Neal Brown and the Mountaineers.
Yeah, dream start. You know, got a play action pass, a big gain. Great vision here by Brown. They came with the inside zone. This is the outside zone. You see him start to the play side. Great job on the front side there by Michael Brown, setting the edge 57, and Leddie Brown does the rest.
So Brown, who was a leading rusher last year, really came on as that season went on. 2 carries, both good ones, and a touchdown just like that. Well, he's their leading rusher, but he had just 1 touchdown last year. He's already matched that on the first drive of 2020. Eastern Kentucky's got it for the first time after this.
Improvement in the run game. So you now got a few practices under your belt. Probably maybe not have the exact idea, but do you think your run game is improved?
We better be.
Pretty straightforward, and on one drive, it has been significantly better.
Yeah, those 3 simple words, we better be. That's going to be kind of their mindset today. It looks like pound the rock with Leddie Brown, get the inside, outside zone games going, create some play action pass, and just be, again, the name of the game was efficient.
Went 82 yards in just 4 plays. And an early 7-0 lead for West Virginia as Eastern Kentucky gets ready to have the ball for the first time. Quentin Pringle brings it back. And the Colonels will start at the 26-yard line. Week 1 in that 59-0 loss against Marshall, they managed just 86 rush yards, only 80 passing yards. And the old coach cliche, if you make your biggest jump week 1 to week 2, they're really hoping applies.
Yeah, they got a good chance to do it. Just a rough start last week, a 9-yard loss, penalty, and then a timeout was their opening drive. So Parker McKinney, near their quarterback, again, a guy that they just want to get going. Early completion, confidence building.
Well, McKinney will toss it to Alonzo Booth, and he's stopped at the line of scrimmage by Tyke Smith. Part of this West Virginia defense that kind of looked at fall camp as more like spring ball, having not had spring ball, really focused on the fundamentals, but extremely good up front with the Stills brothers. Darius Stills, the preseason player of the year in the Big 12. There's a lot of competition at linebacker right now. Smith made that first tackle. Sean Mahone in the back end, the leading tackler last year. On second down, straight ahead comes Parker McKinney, and he gets stopped by Dante Stills. Third down coming up.
Just a little read power here. The quarterback's going to read that right side defensive end. The end got wide. He kept the ball, kept it vertical in the A gap.
Third down and about 3 for the Colonels. McKinney looks to throw, swings it out of the backfield. And right near the marker, Tyke Smith getting the stop on Tyrus Dickerson. Looks like a little bit short. We'll see where they spot him. It is short, 4th down and 1. You put any thought into going for it? I mean, you got nothing to lose,
hey,
right?
If you want Wells, why not? You know, you're backed up here. You're already off to a better start. It feels like a punt would be almost a better result than last week. Again, you got a completion through Parker McKinney. A little curl flat game there. It was just short on creating a 4th and 1.
They will punt. Thomas Cook with Alex Sinkfield back to return it. Fair catch on the line drive punt at the 20. Letty Brown in this West Virginia offense. A touchdown on 4 plays on their first trip back out there after they spread. 7-0 West Virginia. A touchdown on just 4 plays on that opening drive. Eastern Kentucky's defense trying to get things going, coming off a game where they gave up 627 yards to Marshall in that 59-0 defeat. Very young, inexperienced group. The 1st and 10 from the 20 coming for West Virginia. Doege completed both his balls on that first drive. Gets it in the hands of the speedy Winston Wright, who's stopped by Dawson Fitzpatrick. There'll be a lot of weapons for this West Virginia offense. Now, we talked about it off at the top of the show, some suspensions, and so they're a little bit deeper into the depth chart, but Jared Doege's going to have some talented options.
It really sounds like it. You talk to this West Virginia staff and you ask who's the most improved player, and there's about 7 different guys on either side of the ball, so they're excited about it.
Winston Wright, who had that catch there, was one of those guys they liked. On second down, back to the ground with Letty Brown. Bounces off initial contact, then gets dropped by Kabosh Richards in the first 3rd down for West Virginia.
Eastern Kentucky does a nice job this side of taking the pressure to them. You see the field pressure come here, and then the defensive line will move to the left. Watch the action here. Letty Brown gets to the unblocked defender. As we let it play here, Letty Brown just gets to the unblocked defender. There's outnumbered. There's 7 guys in the box, 6 blockers, and a great job rallying to get him on the ground.
On 3rd and 6, Doege well protected, steps into the throw and has a wide open Winston Wright for a 1st down to the 48. They convert for 3rd down. Leapart and Fitzpatrick making the tackle on a gain of 24.
I see why they're excited about Winston Wright right here. And a great job again by Doege, getting his eyes downfield, his feet are set. Look at that pocket because of the play action. Same route that they hit before, same spot. Maybe a little rinse repeat for Jared Parker, the offensive coordinator. Nice job.
That's a good way to get your quarterback Doege settled in, being able to stand there completely untouched.
And it starts again with the run game.
First down from the 47. Doege looking downfield, taking a shot over the top, incomplete. Through the hands of Ford Wheaton. Fitzpatrick came over there at the last moment. First incompletion of the game for Doege.
Yeah, that's a long foul ball right there for West Virginia. Had everything they wanted. This happened last week in the opener against Marshall. It's 27. Fitzpatrick here just gets split between 2 little double post action, and he's in no man's land. That ball's up the hash a little bit more. Touchdown. Right through the wickets. If you're Ford Wheaton, you got to make that play for your quarterback. If you're the quarterback, you're taking responsibility for keeping the ball at the hash.
2nd down, 10. Letty Brown makes a nice cut. Bounces to the sideline. He gets a first down to the 40. He's one of the guys that you talk about them saying there's so many guys that feel like made big improvements during fall camp. Letty Brown right near the top of that list. And they said he's turned into a very good practice player over camp.
Yeah, Chad Scott, the running back coach, was committed to getting this guy right with his, just to get his eyes and his aiming points. And you see he gets, again, to an unblocked defender. They're really outnumbered right there. Defensively on the chalkboard, that looks good. That's just physics up front, West Virginia against Eastern Kentucky.
Already 63 yards for Letty Brown. He swings out of the backfield here and opens up a window across the middle for the first career reception for Reese Smith, true freshman from Danville, Kentucky.
Nice little base concept right there, curl flat concept, really the same thing that Eastern Kentucky ran on that third down, taking the nice completion over the ball and sets up a manageable free playbook second down here for West Virginia.
Second and 6. Doege again well protected. Hits the crosser. Sam Brown, his second catch, first down. You were talking about the free playbook on second down. They didn't have that for much of last season. When the run game is as bad as it was, they were in some tough spots.
There's way too many bodies in the backfield on first down. It was 2nd and 11, 2nd and 12. 2nd and 6 is confidence everywhere. I mean, that was drop 8 by Eastern Kentucky, dropping down first down to Sam Brown.
Alex Sinkfield into the game at running back for the first time. He's got it on a screen and gets planted. That one was well read. That is Antonio Smith, the redshirt freshman from Westerville, Ohio, dropping him for a loss.
It's a great call by Jake Johnson, the defensive coordinator. Got pressure here, pressure here. Screen is the good call, but great contain and finish there by Antonio Smith. Setting up now a 2nd and 15, like we were just talking about, not where you want to be on second down.
Doege's completed 7 of his first 8. On 2nd and 15. Might be a free play. Zips one for Brown to the 10. Already the 3rd catch for the true freshman from Georgia.
Yeah, great awareness here by Jarret Doege. Take a shot. Did a great job with his cadence there. Got the Colonels to jump off sides and a free play to Sam James.
Defense number 45. That penalty's declined. Result of the play is a first down.
This little lean post here with the offsides. That's a free play for the quarterback. Do everything you can to take a shot downfield. Again, eyes and feet for the quarterback. Eyes. Move the safety a little bit. And a dime here to Brown.
First down and goal. Brown's back in the game. Hit in the backfield and dropped. And how about Antonio Smith making a name for himself on this possession?
Yeah, we talked about this with Jake Johnson. How are you going to overcome the mismatch of you versus them? And it's just numbers. And 96 does a great job here again. Smith, they're bringing pressure again. This is messed up. That's all right. Bringing pressure again off the top. And then Smith is unaccounted for by the left guard, Demitter. You wonder if that's a byproduct of Brandon Yates in the game for the first time at left tackle, along with Demitter.
Yeah, with 2 suspended offensive linemen for this opener. Doege back to the air, out of the backfield, Letty Brown makes a man miss inside the 5 and in for the touchdown. His 2nd of the game already. So a rushing touchdown in the first drive, a receiving touchdown in the second drive. It's already 13-0.
Yeah, just a simple little flare route. Again, there's pressure coming inside for Doege. You'll see Letty Brown just work out here. It's a free release. There's only 5 protectors. There's built-in hots, and that's one of them. Makes the defender miss, and then does what he does best right there, finish and show the pipes.
Staley's extra point is good. 14-0 West Virginia. The 2nd season under Neal Brown, off to a great start. The offense clicking. Letty Brown, couple of touchdowns already. Letty Brown, 5 carries, 58 yards and a touchdown, and he set a receiving touchdown as well. 14-0 in the blink of an eye for the Mountaineers. So good to have college football back. The Milan Puskar, for the most part, empty today. There are some family members in attendance.
It's a scrimmage crowd. Friends and family.
Right. Scrimmage crowd with a little more on the line here in the regular season. There's a flag down as Davion Ross has a seam, and Ross has speed to hit it hard with another flag flying. He's going to take this one to the house, but we'll see if it holds up.
Davion Ross, the receiver, turned DB, and they talked about his explosiveness. Unfortunately, it looks like this is going to come back.
And if you're Eastern Kentucky, you know, a game plus now looking for your first points of the year, you're saying, no.
Yeah, it's just a gut punch when you look up and you see that flag, and especially under these circumstances, you feel for Walt Wells. There's multiple flags, so they'll get this sorted out.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Offside, kicking team number 18. During the return, holding. Receiving team number 18. Those fouls offset, will re-kick.
Man, and so the first flag you saw was actually on West Virginia.
White C, maybe. Oh, wait, it's on the kick is when this will take place.
Down here.
Right down here at the bottom. Yep, just across the 35-yard line.
And then a hold. Walt Wells really letting the official hear it. I mean, there was a lot of room for that entire kick return. You wonder if it was one of those where it makes it hurt even more, where you didn't need the hold to break it.
Right, there was a huge crease. Yeah, they had it split right down the pipe. Just a middle return is what that's called. And there was a lot of middle.
Yeah. Deep breath, and he gets to try it again. And you're right. We got to see Davion Ross's speed, something they were blown away by during fall camp. We give it another try. And this time he gets drilled shy of the 15. Alonzo Adai on special teams makes the tackle.
Just a gut punch here if you're Eastern. A huge momentum swing, 80-some yardage difference, point differential, gets a die, and the Mountaineers defense fired up.
Parker McKinney and the Colonel's offense back to work. Already down 14-0. First down from the 13. Here comes Tyrus Dickerson. Dickerson had a great camp, then suffered an injury, didn't play last week. But the guy they call Juice has had a couple early touches. They don't call you Juice unless you can really make some moves and make some things happen.
Yeah, nobody ever called me Juice for some reason there, yeah. Same perimeter read power play they ran before. Nice game.
And so 2nd and 5, back to the ground. And with a read play, McKinney keeps it. And gets close to a first down with a tackle made by Adai.
Yeah, just a nice little scheme here. They got a read counter and then an option going out the other side. So McKinney comes up. He's going to read this defensive end. You'll see pullers here. And now we're going to run an option out to the field. There's his option key. Pitch it. And that would have been a better outcome for Mrs. McKinney.
Spot him just short. It's 3rd down and less than a yard. And I don't know if he got it as they went back to Dickerson. And he got shut down by the strength of that West Virginia defense up front with the Stills brothers and Jeffrey Pooler. She comes out of the pile with a ball. 2 drives and 2 4th and 1s for Walt Wells.
Yeah, backed up 4th and 1s. Walt's just working him about that kickoff return penalty, but just a tough matchup inside here for Watkins, Johnson, Bardall against the Stills brothers. And line of scrimmage being reset there on 3rd and short.
Second punt for Thomas Cook, who was a Division II All-American last year. Flag down.
False start. Kicking team number 33. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Looked like we had some movement right there that West Virginia triggered on. Looked like the defense Stills there in safe punt modes. You see that defensive unit is still in there, and then you take out a DB and put in a returner. And Stills kind of puts them. I would move. If any Stills brother
I'm out of there.
toward me, I'm gone.
Gone.
Just for the record.
Yep. Moved so much that it just looked like motion, and part of the pre-play design. I'm out of there. That one is fumbled and recovered by Sinkfield. Another close call on special teams for West Virginia.
Yeah, West Virginia's got a lot to coach already on this one. From these two back-to-back special team situations. Again, keep those elbows together. If you're a return man, your elbows together and your eyes on the ball, and your elbows split and your eyes on the cover team. Dodge the bullet.
West Virginia has it again, already up 14-0. For the start for Jared Dagey, 10 of 11 for 129, and the lone incompletion was a drop on a well-thrown deep ball.
Ideal start to get pressure here from Eastern Kentucky. They've got to make the numbers favorable. Bounce pass.
Play action, looking downfield. Now he throws on the move to the sideline, incomplete.
Yeah, again, Eastern Kentucky, I think we're going to see this, theme repeated here. Outnumber West Virginia in the box. Try to again overcome the physical mismatch that exists. And 1st and 10, play action pass. Again, a free playbook, it feels like, from Jared Parker right now. Some confidence built from that run game.
Obviously, the issue that you run into if you're Eastern Kentucky trying to win the numbers game is getting beat over the top. And we've already seen West Virginia look up there a couple times. 2nd and 10. Dagey to throw again. Put him in the move to the outside for Sam James, who was their leading receiver last year. Honorable mention all Big 12. Got pushed out of bounds by Alante Leapart. He's a little bit short, 3rd down and about 2.
Yep, a little smash concept, a spot route, a little hitch route, and a corner route over the top of it. You're high-low in that corner if you're Dagey. He has his hips open. Throw to the low guy. Simple read.
On 3rd and 2, they got that box loaded up again, and flags fly.
False start. Offense number 68. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Goes on Bryson Mays, and it goes from 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 7.
Yeah, Bryson Mays fired up here. You see him jump. They're trying to get this run game going. They're in a little unbalanced formation here. Extra O-lineman over there. And those O-linemen, they're feeling this run game a little bit. Fired up there on 3rd down.
Been waiting all year to hit somebody else. Finally get to. You can understand the overeagerness.
Checking from the sideline, the quarterback getting the protection call.
EKU trying to give him a cloudy picture. A lot of moving pieces pre-snap. That is juggled and incomplete out of the hands of Sam James with a coverage from the 28-year-old corner, Alante Leapart. Guy they call Old Man. He's got a 29th birthday coming up just a couple months.
Same age as you right there. Just a great job by Leapart, staying in his hip pocket right there of James, and they get off the field. So a big win for the Eastern Kentucky defense. Brought pressure, man coverage on the back end.
Leapart graduated high school in 2010. Got a job. 6 years working that job. Then a friend talked him into giving junior college ball a try. Moved to California, 2 seasons of JUCO football, and then a scholarship to EKU. That is recovered to the 16 by Leapart with flags down.
I don't think it was a fair catch, an opportunity to catch a kick type deal. The flag was out earlier. Yeah, Lee Park, 2 junior colleges. All conference at 2 different junior colleges.
Yeah, so he finally decides to make the jump, go to school, and all conference at Mendocino, and then they drop their program. And he has to move to another junior college, all conference there as well, and gets a scholarship at EKU at the age of 27. Remarkable story.
Yeah, Mendocino College, beautiful, by the way.
Yeah.
A little wine country action, beautiful view.
Be easy to get distracted from your studies there. Mendocino, I'd have no chance. Ooh, sorry about that.
That was not me.
No, me either. Let the record show.
Coaches are in mid-season form here with the,
You never
language.
talked like that,
Never,
right?
never. I believe we heard a blindside block there. Mike's picked it up, among other things.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not what I got.
The holding on the kick-off return. Nobody talked to me. Not one fucking person. Not one person.
Walt Wells fired up. And he's seen a couple things in this game where he feels like to have any chance, you're going to have to catch some serious breaks, and the breaks have all gone against him so far.
Yeah, and he's fighting for his team. They've got 2 tough deals here. Tough matchups back-to-back with Marshall and West Virginia. He's fighting for his guys.
On the play. Personal foul, blindside block. Number 11, kicking team. Kick catching interference. Correction, there are 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, blindside block, receiving team. Kick catching interference, kicking team. Those fouls offset, re-kick.
Why not?
Exactly. Have a little committee meeting there, put things together, and then redo it, just like the kickoff return.
Here we go.
Yeah, you have to. That's a good call, right? He's within the yard. Got to give the kick returner a chance to catch it. We did not see the blindside block from the angles we had. We'll take the word for it.
So they'll do it again. Tyler Sumter, who's in his first season with West Virginia, played under Neil Brown in Troy. He's an all-conference performer there. Good bounce inside the 10, and what a performance right there by Tyler Sumter. In his first punt in a West Virginia uniform, pins it down at the 1. And we take a look at the progressive game flow early on in this one. It's been all about Letty Brown, who's got close to 100 yards rushing already. He's got a touchdown on the ground and a touchdown reception. And during our game flow, there was another flag. Still shaking out exactly what that was. How about on your side of the Los Angeles studio? Could you see what the flag was?
I had the east side of Morgantown covered, and I did not see it.
Actually, the flag fell on the west side. I didn't see it. Joseph Sales, 11. That moves them back about a foot out of their own end zone. Well, when you're backed up like that, it's a good thing you got a running back whose nickname is the Bus. Alonzo Booth is 6'1", 265 pounds. Just lean on him.
Yeah, I think you're going to have some Booth versus Stills action. You're trying to dig this one out. And 2 huge penalties here on Eastern Kentucky's special teams. Obviously negates the touchdown, results in a minus 15-yard starting drive. And now they're inside the 1 after the West Virginia coffin kick.
Fake to Booth. McKinney to throw. To the sideline, that's hauled in, and a first down reception for the UConn transfer, Keon Dixon.
Nice job by McKinney here, and a great job up front by these guys managing the pressure. You've got a twist here by the Stills brothers, and they pick up the game nicely. McKinney puts his foot in the ground and converts.
First down of the game for EKU. Some breathing room after the drive started at the 1. The 19-yard line on the replay. McKinney with a stiff arm. Unable to pull away from Josh Chandler-Samito. Honorable mention all Big 12 last year. First tackle of this one.
Chandler-Samito, another guy that is on that list of guys that they're expecting big things from. Again, zone read option there by Eastern. McKinney read it correctly, and then Samito was an unblocked play. Chandler-Samito.
This one stood no chance. Booth lost a couple of yards.
Yeah, they're trying to come back with that same play they ran before, and the Stills brothers had enough. It's kind of a wrecking crew action there by the brothers.
Darius 56, preseason Big 12 Player of the Year. Dante 55. He was second team All-Conference last year. Both those guys had 7 sacks. One of the best D-lines in the country. On 3rd and 10, McKinney in a collapsing pocket goes down.
Yeah, just a great pass rush that time by West Virginia. Bring the edge pressure. Here's Chandler-Samito off the edge, and then they just get outmanned. A little line game in here by the Stills brothers. McKinney gets engulfed.
Vandarius Cowan, Alabama transfer, had the knee injury early on last season, missed pretty much the whole year. Comes up with a sack, ends this first quarter. Dominated by West Virginia. 14-0 to the second in Morgantown.
I'll take Kansas. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Les Miles and the Jayhawks too. Good program though, Coastal Carolina.
No question.
First quarter stats dominated by West Virginia. Set to get the ball back here. Already the 3rd punt for Thomas Cook. And it came after it. He's able to get rid of it from midfield. Here comes Sinkfield to the 47. A pretty darn good start for Jarret Doege.
Yeah, great start for Jarret Doege. He had the play action really open up due to that first down run. If you're Neil Brown, you're excited about that. And you play a little more cleanly, certainly on special teams. They're dealing with that on the sideline right now. And Eastern Kentucky is as tough as this has been. This is better. This is better than the Marshall start for sure.
Doege winning the job in camp over Austin Kendall. He took over the job late last season and really played well. 2-1 in his 3 starts. He beat Kansas State, beat TCU. Gives it to Letty Brown on first down. Brown trying to bounce outside, using the stiff arm to get free. And a nice first down game. But Joseph Sales making the tackle.
Great pursuit here by Eastern Kentucky. They got gapped out, defended the immediate line of scrimmage. Letty Brown got it all the way back to the backside defensive back and just stiff-armed his way to a solid gain.
Brown already 65 yards on 6 carries. It's an offense that last year averaged 73 rushing yards per game. Brown in the season had 367 to lead the team. The motion man is right. They give it to him. Trying to get around the edge, but cut down. And Joseph Sales back-to-back tackles.
Nice job again by Eastern Kentucky trying to just create some pressure, create some edges for these guys. And Sales comes out off it. You see the pressure here. Here's Sales. He's going to come out of his safety position after the blitz to really cover 15 in this picture. As Doege gives the ball, he comes off the block. Great play. Sales.
Makes it 3rd and 7. 8 men standing for EKU. They bring 5. On the ground, here comes Letty Brown. Got a block and got a first down inside the 35. Matthew Jackson brought him down. Brown converts on 3rd and 7.
Yeah, there's something, if you're a West Virginia fan, you're excited to run the football on 3rd and 7. Maybe a go-for-it situation in positive territory. But they do a great job on the perimeter, finishing out here to get Letty Brown around the edge and convert. 3rd and 7, West Virginia.
James Gamitter leading the way there from his left guard spot. The new dad, James Gamitter. Doege down the sideline. That is caught for the touchdown. Sam James. 32-yard strike.
Just nobody on the back end here by Eastern Kentucky gets set up. You see the free safety back here. He spoke his praises right there, Sales, on the last play. Just completely out of position there, no man's land. Touchdown, Mountaineers.
James, who had a couple touchdowns last season, couple huge games as a freshman, climbs the ladder to get that one and get his first score this year.
The kick is good with 12:59.
3 early touchdowns for West Virginia. And a great start against EKU. Back in a moment.
Great action here. Doege to James for the touchdown. This is a quarters beater. They're going to beat this safety with an eyes flash across his face, and a great lean post here by Sam James. Spins the corner. Touchdown, West Virginia. Just some eye candy underneath that safety. Gets him turned. No chance for the corner.
Start licking your chops if you're a quarterback. You're no coordinator watching that one develop from upstairs. You know you got it.
Yeah, and it's a similar play that they had a touchdown on before. Missed it by keeping it too flat. He kept it steep that time. Nice job.
Evan Staley kicks this one away. A fair catch taken by the bus. Well, we've seen and heard Walt Wells so far today. First year as the head coach at EKU, his first head coaching job, period, having started in the high school ranks in Tennessee back in the early 90s. But the last 4 years, an assistant in the SEC. I know we both really enjoyed getting to know him a little bit this week.
Yeah, I learned a lot. A lot of vocabulary, a lot of great phrases. And you can tell he loves his guys. He's fighting for them. You see his passion for his team. Took a lot of the blame for how they played last week. And, you know, he's got to stay with your team right here. Again, you got 2 hard matchups early. You got to stay with them.
Here's the bus on first down, crossing the 30. Nice surge from that offensive line. I mean, your first head coaching job, you've been working your whole life for this, and then we all know what's gone on. It's all been turned upside down. Spring football, they're a couple days in, and it gets canceled. You got no contact with your players until right before camp, and then all the protocols they're going through just to get this season started. It's hard enough when you're a head coach for the first time. Here's Booth again. He's got a first down and runs hard, crossing the 40 and then some to the 48. Alonzo Booth with his biggest gain of the day.
Yeah, great finish here by Booth, and a great start to this drive. A little split zone that first play, and then a little piece of their own here, finishing on those DBs. Look at that from the bus. I still don't understand how his favorite back is Barry Sanders.
How about that? They call him the bus with his size, Jerome Bettis style, but yeah, he likes watching Barry highlights. McKinney steps up, threads one down the seam, a first down inside the 30. Sloan with a catch, his first on the biggest gain of the day. Jake Sloan, the tight end.
Yeah, nice
24.
kind of play off a play. You'll see the pulling guard creates that play action eye candy for West Virginia this time, and they split that single safety with 2 seam routes. Great timing there by Parker McKinney.
A confident throw, stepping up into the pressure.
First down.
McKinney pulls, lowers the shoulder. Exree Lowe with the tackle.
Yeah, Dante Stills trying to blow this up on the inside. And Exree Lowe on the outside squares up the quarterback. You cannot miss that tackle. If you're Exree Lowe, you can never go in the DB room again.
Can't show
you get
yourself.
trucked by a quarterback.
Put the mask up over your eyes when you're walking in. Don't want them to see you. Second down and 9. McKinney well protected. Time to scan the field. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Keon Dixon. Parker McKinney, a 28-yard touchdown pass, and the Colonels in the end zone for the first time this year.
Great progression by Parker McKinney. Great protection up front. got an old combination here, a little shallow cross game with a post over the top. Everybody covers the shallow, covers the drive route, and there's the home run ball over the top by Parker McKinney.
And a couple really nice throws on this drive.
On the board, the Colonels are on the board.
The extra point is added. 21-7 after the Wozniak extra point following the Dixon touchdown. 5-yard touchdown drive for EKU, capped off with a 28-yard reception from Keon Dixon. Parker McKinney, who was coming off of what they said was his best week of practice so far. He's 5 for 5 with that touchdown pass.
Yeah, you got to love the response by the Colonel offense right there. Got Booth going. That physicality set up again, the play action pass, and then the protection. I can't say enough that right now against that front from West Virginia. That's a great job at East Kentucky front.
Yeah, you're obviously going to have mismatches anytime it's FBS against FCS, but probably the biggest mismatch on paper is the EKU O-line against the West Virginia D-line, and they've held their own so far. Winston Wright on the return for the Mountaineers to the 25. Daggy in the offense comes back out. Daggy started his career at Bowling Green. He was a starter every game as a freshman and a sophomore. Put up big numbers there. Transferred in prior to last season. And even though he started the final 3 games, he was still able to preserve his red shirt. With a red shirt rule, you can play 4 or fewer. Still keep the year of eligibility.
The best thing he's done so far is I always talk about deliberate eyes and feet with the quarterback, and he's much better.
In the quick game to the outside, there is Sam James. It's 9 on first down.
It's great rhythm and timing, great route concept. As you said, the quick game, easy completion, easy outside in progression for the quarterback. He's on time and in rhythm. 2nd and 1. I could call this one.
Yeah, a little easier on the play caller. First down goes well.
You see Frazier in there communicating, doing a nice job to this point. 54.
Sinkfield on 2nd and short. Waited for the hole to develop. Sprung through it. First down to the 42. A guy who's been mostly a special teams player over his first couple of years at West Virginia, but somebody they're excited about watching grow.
Yeah, excited about his pass catching ability. This is a great job by his patience in his eyes. Just an outside zone play. It's the same play that Letty Brown scored on, just a different version of it. Great job pressing the line of scrimmage, getting vertical when he feels there.
It's an injured Colonel. That's TJ Comstock. We'll step aside. Neyland, 149 victories, most in school history. College Football Hall of Famer. Went in 2005.
Great football coaching. Major Harris era, Fiesta Bowl. Gotta love those face masks right there.
Oh yeah, face mask with the jerseys tucked up to be able to see the abs. A handful of people, family and staff members scattered throughout. And they've not closed out the option of having fans in there at some point later in the season, but taking it 1 week at a time right now. Confident throw across midfield and a first down inside the 45 to Sam James.
Great job being here by Daggy, reading the defense. It's a drop 8 situation here by Eastern Kentucky, and it seemed like they wanted to kind of challenge Daggy to find these voids in the zone, and so far he's done just that.
Gain of 16 there. Daggy 12 of his first 15, 153, facing a blitz here. They run away from it. And a big hole for Sinkfield. Alex Sinkfield lowers the shoulder to finish the run, crossing the 15.
Great job by Sinkfield. Again, the bounce that comes up because of the pressure. You'll see the pressure coming from the field. We got a back block again by the tight end, and then Sinkfield does the rest.
They throw it on first down and quickly chopped down by Joseph Sales and Sam James.
Hard hard part for Eastern Kentucky here. They're just trying to guess. They're in a guessing game mode of drop 8, okay, to stay alive, to kind of slow bleed versus create some pressure and stop the run.
Guessing and now gasping. You see hands on the hips there for Sales. West Virginia going quickly. Second down and 3. Back to the ground. Sinkfield makes the cut and gets in. Touchdown, West Virginia. And Alex Sinkfield showing some good things on that drive.
Great job here up front again. Just a full front side zone play. Sinkfield's going to press it, cut it back, and just physics up front here and determination and finish here by improved West Virginia run game thus far against Eastern Kentucky.
Now they're over 100 yards, Coach, already after averaging 73 per game last year.
They're running that. See just a bunch of variations of inside, outside zone. They're trying to keep the scheme simple for these guys, which is smart in this opener.
Guys back. College football back. 6 plays, 75 yards. A lot of Alex Sinkfeld on that drive, getting his first score. Second career rushing touchdown for the junior from Delray Beach, Florida. Davion Ross got a 100-yard touchdown called back by a penalty on a return earlier today. EKU to begin at the 28-yard line. One of the big stories for West Virginia this season defensively, Vic Koenig, the D coordinator in West Virginia, mutually agreed to part ways late in July after an investigation into allegations of his mistreatment of players. And so with the last-minute nature of that, no time to go out and hire a new D coordinator. They're kind of doing it by committee with the guys already on the staff. That was Jamiel Adai, who you saw. He's the DB's coach. Jordan Leslie, who coaches the D-line. Those guys are combining to handle the play-calling duties. It's a sweet play for Jaquez Jones. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. Now, that's one thing in theory, right? It's one thing to say that you're sharing the duties, but how does that actually work when you get to game day?
Yeah, there's really a couple ways. You decide everything beforehand, meaning, okay, you've got this part of the game plan, the first and second down, all right, you've got red zone and so forth. Or on game day, hey, Jamal, you've got third downs. But they nailed this down before. It sounds like Jordan Leslie's calling the game off of a combined game plan.
And Leslie, a D coordinator experience, very successfully at the junior college level. As Tyrus Dickerson gets a short gain, it'll be third down.
Jamal Adai, also an all-conference player at West Virginia, and also the cousin of Alonzo Adai, starting free safety.
You know, the other thing they have going for him is the long-time defensive coach Jeff Castile, who coached Adai at West Virginia. He signed on just basically as an analyst to help out, but they promoted him to an actual assistant and a veteran mind to have in that defensive room.
Well, guys with Rich Rodriguez ties from West Virginia and Arizona, a lot of success for both those guys.
Third down and 8 and a flag.
False start. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Left tackle Peyton Collins.
Yeah, Peyton Collins just got tough duty there on third down, trying to get a little head start.
Maybe it should have been in the center.
Maybe it was on the center, yeah. I'm sorry, Peyton.
Third down, 13 for the Colonels. West Virginia bringing just 4, still able to get pressure. McKinney steps away from the first man and throws to the sideline, incomplete. Coverage from Drayshawn Miller. And when you get pressure with 4, it's going to be a tough life on the quarterback.
Yeah, good stand here by West Virginia. This will flip the field position. Good complementary football. The offense answered, the defense stops. Possible flag here.
There is no foul for holding. Result of the play is fourth down.
Yeah, that's one of those. If you're Walt Wells 3rd and 13 and somebody's getting held and they pick it up, that's a tough one to swallow too.
It's probably felt like that kind of day, that kind of season so far for Coach Wells. Thomas Cook has been busy, and so is Alex Sinkfield back to return it. From the 36, makes the first man miss. Flag flies. Very clear block in the back there.
Yeah, these are those early season special teams penalties that happen every single year. You can't practice this full speed. That's why. You know, there's more block kicks, more blocks in the back. You have the blind side block, but you can't practice these things full speed. There's too many moving parts, too many bodies. That's the result.
Does that make them any easier when you're standing there as the head coach? You know they're coming, but
no.
Yeah, you're not reminding yourself of that.
Way, yeah. Like a block in the back by 24.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding, receiving team number 26. No penalties declined. Walk in the back, receiving team number 24. 10-yard penalty, first down.
All right, so they take the 10-yard penalty. West Virginia back on offense. 6:28 left to go in this first half. And just about everything's gone right for Neil Brown's team so far.
Boys ball. L far, H move, go. L far, H move, go. Right to the Lewis. Boys. Is it bad?
Boom. I think they might have the wrong number.
That was the third penalty. 24 was right near the returner.
Yeah.
Clear block in the black. I think there were 3 penalties on that play. A lot of teams work to do.
First down from the 26. Diggy back to throw. Eyes get big. Launching down the sideline. Incomplete, but a flag. Josh Hayes in coverage on Sam James.
Flag on the play.
By the naked eye, that looked like a tough call on Hayes.
Yeah.
It got a little 4 vertical action here.
Number 12.
Taking a shot.
Penalty, automatic first down.
See just a straight vertical route. And we'll see the end of it. Yep, he was there a little early. As always, if Mike Pereira was here, as always, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
The official was right.
Yep.
James, you'd like to see him hold that box, give the quarterback a little bit more room to throw.
It's funny, you probably wouldn't have admitted that in your old job.
Absolutely not.
No. So first down from the 41. 8 in coverage. Diggy trying to launch over the top of it. Incomplete. Looking for Sean Ryan. Davion Ross the coverage.
Back-to-back shot plays here by West Virginia, taking shots on the outside. Single coverage. They're exposing those corners.
Davion Ross, who's the guy you mentioned earlier, converted receiver, just made the move to DB a few weeks ago.
Yeah, a little mutual contact there, 10-on-10 crime, maybe. Yeah, Davion Ross, Wells had some great lines about him. You know, there's a lot of receivers that can't catch that are great DBs.
Yeah. Said he wasn't real open to the idea at first, but since he's kind of embraced it, they're really excited about what he might be able to do. It's incomplete as they look for Ford Wheaton. And 3rd and 10 with Ross in coverage again.
Yeah, this is a gimme here for Daggy. Just a wide open, easy completion. That's a layup line type of miss there.
You don't mind getting a little bit of coaching tape, though, right? I mean, you got a 28-7 lead. It's week 1. You figure it's probably going to be a win. What can we learn from it?
Yeah, exactly. Trying to expand his confidence. You know, almost try to get him here to maybe a no-huddle situation here at the end of half. There's still 6:11 left, obviously, so you kind of do a deal at this point.
3rd and 10. Pressure coming. Steps up into it and completes it to Sam Brown, but well shy of the first down marker as Josh Hayes, who's called for the pass interference at the start of the drive, gets the tackle. 4th down.
Yeah, great square up and finish, open field tackle here by Hayes. Great break on the ball to set up 4th down. It's got the international signal there for safe punt. That's safe signal from your baseball.
Yeah.
Again, you're keeping the defense in, taking out the returner. Taking out a safety, putting in the returner.
It's your baseball, too. You and your San Francisco Giants about to crash the postseason party.
Unbelievable.
Sumter's second punt. EKU didn't force a single punt against West Virginia or against Marshall. They forced 2 here in the first half. Well, today's matchup is featured on the free-to-play Fox Bet Super 6 app, and 86% of Super 6 users picked West Virginia to win this game. So that's 14% of the people didn't.
Wow. I've got some oceanfront property in Kentucky to sell to those people. That has to be like the population of Richmond, Kentucky.
Which is about, what, 30,000?
30-something thousand.
Pretty similar sizes, the two towns. Richmond, Kentucky, Morgantown, West Virginia. Drive starts at the 20-yard line. They hand it off to Tyrus Dickerson. And some stuff to build on if you're Eastern Kentucky this week. A little more success offensively in both ways, running the football and throwing it.
You really do. It feels better than last week. The point differential doesn't look that much better, 28-7. But the effort, the finish, the cleanliness, the special teams play, they're doing some things.
In the quick game, here's Keon Dixon. He's got a touchdown for EKU. He's got a first down here, thrown out by Nick Troy Fortune.
Just like that, just a throw and catch, bang, bang. That didn't happen last week. And so you're encouraged if you're Walt Wells and company.
The timing, which week 1 is always an issue, but especially with the different build-up to the start of this season, timing and rhythm, it's missing across the country. Doesn't matter if it's EKU, West Virginia, or you name it. Finding a little more of it here in week 2 for EKU. Another flag down and another false start.
False start. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And on cue, Peyton Collins, a little false start. So the cleanliness that we talked about, just not at play here. But these guys, all these guys, man, they know who they're blocking. They got a little head start to block the, the likes of the Stills brothers. Center.
Another flag.
Yeah, that's just the center, Howard Watkins in there. Again, trying to they're doing a good job communicating up front. They're getting kind of aimed at the right targets. It's just a physics matchup at this point.
Well,
false start. Offense number 64. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Hey, you know what? Credit to Eastern Kentucky for putting this schedule together and playing some of these big boys. They got an 8-game schedule. They're going to play 3 FBS teams, 2 games against the FCS Power Central Arkansas. They broke away from the OVC, which decided not to have a fall season. They said you could play up to 4 non-conference games, but Walt Wells and Eastern Kentucky said, we don't think that's the right idea. And they broke away from the conference, a conference they've been with since it was founded in 1948, to do their own thing this fall, putting together an 8-game non-conference schedule.
Yeah, storied program. This, 2 national championships, a great program, little kid. And then right here, Walt Wells, this is a basketball timeout. This is a momentum stop. Hey, guys, get over here. Let's settle down. O-lineman jumping off sides. It's kind of like drops. They're contagious. And so the one guy jumps and the other guy jumps. Good timeout there. Settle him down, talk to him. Just play.
You got the other side slapping the floor. It's time for that basketball timeout, right? Out of the timeout. That's through the hands of Jones. Speaking of drops.
Yeah, just a bunch combination. McKinney had the spot route part of that and threw the covered flat route.
Wearing the 18 of Peyton Manning. Parker McKinney's from Coalfield, Tennessee. Tiny town near Knoxville. 2nd and long. He steps up. He'll tuck it. Oh, my goodness. And get crunched. That is Tony Fields, the transfer from Arizona, who's an all-conference player in the Pac-12. Just arrived in mid-August, and you get the sense that he's very close to taking over a starting spot full-time already.
Yeah, they're very fired up about this guy. You can see right there, he triggers. Great decision by McKinney. He had nothing. Get vertical, get what I can, and then probably get down next time.
Yeah. You can see, he got into that spot where he's like, uh-oh, it's too late to get down, and I'm in trouble.
Timeout here by Neil Brown, forcing them to finish here 3rd and 16. Have some time, 3:37, now 3:46 left.
Former Mr. Football in Tennessee, Parker McKinney. Not just the quarterback, but he was a star safety as well for Coalfield.
Also notice his brother's name is Peyton.
Spelled like Manning, P-E-Y. Yeah.
You're from Coalfield, Tennessee. I think you have to have a son named Peyton.
I guess so, and he got the short end of the stick. Parker.
Is he second? It must be the younger brother.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, you would think the first one got the good name. But he gets the number. He gets to play the same position. 3rd down, 16. He pumps short. He goes long down the sideline into coverage, and it was picked off by Alonzo Adai. Here in his West Virginia debut, the transfer from New Hampshire has the interception.
Coach Jahmile Adai said he made a lot more plays than Alonzo Adai, and he answered right there. An incredible play. Parker McKinney pump faked and reloaded, and Adai triggered on the ball, then just made an incredibly athletic play. That's clean.
We mentioned cousins with Jahmile Adai, and not like distant cousins. These guys very close. Huge hole for Letty Brown. Letty Brown with a big play inside the 25. In fact, Jahmile Adai said that it was like having a younger brother.
Yeah, really cool situation there for that family. You can see the look in Coach Adai's face talking about him. It's good to be number 4 on back-to-back plays right there. Adai and then Letty Brown.
And the 4 that Alonzo Adai wears, that's what Jahmile wore when he was at West Virginia. Letty stopped at the line of scrimmage this time. Look back at that 34-yard gain in the first play of the drive.
Just another little inside zone that bounces outside. Letty Brown, great job with his ball security. Worked the inside arm for the face mask.
Already over 115 yards for Letty Brown. 115 on 9 carries. Play action. Here's Bryce Ford Wheaton making the catch. Inside the 10, stopped by Davion Ross. There is a flag.
Maybe targeting here on Comstock. He looked like he pulled up to me. They got a little short post, a little slant short post, whatever you want to call it. Settles in that pocket. That's tough.
Yeah.
Personal foul. Targeting. Defense number 5.
Yeah.
The previous play is under further review.
Well, you may look at it and say he got his head to the side. That's only part of targeting. The other part of it is you can't go to the head or neck area of a defensive player. Doesn't matter if it's with your own head or not. And you would figure that this one is going to hold up.
Looks like it, unfortunately. And Comstock knows it, and he knew it on the field. That's what's so amazing about these guys is they can make those adjustments on the field. It's really hard. It's really hard, but you got to coach it constantly. You can see him. He starts in the middle of the field, triggers back, and right there he goes, I got to avoid the head, and he tries to. He tries his best. You got to coach that out of it and just lower that strike zone.
It's hard because the receiver comes kind of down into the strike zone.
No doubt. Yep.
Still, the onus is on the defender to avoid that kind of contact. We mentioned earlier we're at our studio in Los Angeles, so I kind of can just yell to the next studio. to Mike Pereira. Hello, Mike.
Hey, come in. Let's see.
Yeah.
You're in there. Are you over there? Do I talk to you over there?
Do you want coffee?
Yeah, looking at this play, you have to with targeting now, you have to confirm all aspects of targeting. So is he in the attacking motion here? And that's kind of my thing that I'm thinking about now. Does he really attack? Yes, leads with his shoulder. That receiver is defenseless. It's shoulder to the head area, but it is an attacking motion. I'm kind of one of those that doesn't think it's enough to stand for targeting. But we'll see. Usually, I disagree with Coach Helfrich, but
I'd love to see that be the case.
They actually took it away, Mike.
There you go.
Yeah.
See? All right.
So TJ Constop gets to stay in the game.
It's also shocking that Mike Pereira looks flawless on week one.
Yeah, right.
Not shocking.
Yeah. No first down and goal. Letty Brown off the left side. He's in. Touchdown. His third of the game. Two rushing scores, a receiving touchdown, and he's already well over 100 yards for the day.
Repeating theme here on this split zone action here by West Virginia. And there's Comstock again. The reinstated player gets to him eventually right there. Not even full stiff on there by Letty Brown, and career day thus far for Letty.
Not right.
Extra point from Evan Staley. Sneaks inside the upright. And Letty Brown, who had 367 yards all year last year, has 123 in the first half of the opener. Jack today.
How good is that to see a college mascot right there?
Uh-huh. Mascot with a mask on.
A lot of leather, musket.
35 of them. Letty Brown, 2 scores on the ground, a receiving touchdown as well. An encouraging day for this offense. Here comes Ross. Much better kick coverage as this game has gone on for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, ever since that catch, you can see they have a conversation on the sidelines, boys.
Well, tonight, Cody Bellinger and the Dodgers face off for the Astros, one of the most heated rivalries in baseball the last few years. Or other regional action, Indians and the Twins. It's all tonight at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
As I am right now, your most talented partner. Does that mean we do the baseball together too, or?
You'll have to run that by John Smoltz. Both parts of that, I think.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Hall of Fame or whatever.
He actually called and he's a huge college football guy. Called and asked if he could do this game, and I told him no. So I think I got to stand up for him. Tyrus Dickerson swings out and gets 5 yards. Here in the 2-minute mark of this first half.
Yeah, there was a nice use of timeouts there by Neil Brown to set up that drive. They'll probably try to turn it around here again and just get that confidence going as much as possible going forward. Oklahoma State awaits next.
It's a good team. That's a scary Oklahoma State team. Dickerson again. That's incomplete. We'll talk about it more as the day goes on, but do you think Oklahoma State is better than Oklahoma?
Well, I said arguably.
Yeah, so are you making that argument?
Anyone with a mullet would make that argument.
Yeah.
No,
that's for sure.
I think Oklahoma still, holds the con right now.
But a conversation at least.
Oh, for sure. And Texas in there as well. They're waiting for Eleanor to break through.
I mean, Oklahoma State is loaded with talent at the skill positions offensively, and they bring back 10 starters on defense. 3rd down and 5. That's incomplete off Booth.
Well covered there defensively. They matched that route perfectly.
Ooh. Some extracurriculars here going to draw a flag. Dante Stills was in the middle of that.
Yeah, that's the last thing you need here for West Virginia to get involved in this. Just walk away. Yeah, it looked like Dante Stills involved the most there. Looked like he was getting held to me.
You mean held during the play or held during
Just late.
Yeah.
Late at the end of it, just kind of getting pulled on and didn't like it. Tried to knock his hands off. EKU didn't like it.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 77, offense. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 50. Those fouls offset. Replay. Second down.
Well, Jared Bartlett is the guy that they called.
Yeah, he just held him and kept going and going. 50 just trying to knock his hands off. Dante's coming in to be the peacemaker.
Yeah.
It's a tough call. So for West Virginia, luckily it was on 4th down. I think they said 2nd down, but it's 4th down. Post play, they waved it off.
Punt team out there anyways. Another punt return for Sinkfield. Goes to the short side of the field and sets it up at the 41. Coming up, State Farm halftime show. Rob Stone, Brady Quinn, Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, and Urban Meyer. Guys had a 2-hour Big Noon pregame earlier. We were talking a little bit about Oklahoma. Can anybody dethrone the 5-time defending Big 12 champ? All that and more coming up at halftime.
Great situational football here for West Virginia, and Jared Day worked 142, 1 timeout. Great field position. They can pretty much run their offense right here in 142.
A bubble on first down to the freshman Reese Smith. 4-year starter at Boyle County High School in Kentucky. Had more than 4,000 yards in his career there. Also intercepted 26 passes in his high school career.
Yeah, that's an amazing number.
Right?
I saw that. I think I threw that many, but not.
There's a flag.
There is no foul for holding. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 1:34.
There is no flag.
Yeah, the West Virginia receiver, they're locked up with kind of the alley player who made the play. They had the numbers there to get outside. Looked like Reese Smith had some room.
So the gain is 6, stand 2nd and 4 with 1.5 minutes. To the ground was Sinkfield. Alex Sinkfield gets a first down and then pays for it. Javari Anderson, a UCLA transfer, delivers a blow there.
Yeah, great pursuit by Anderson. They were in a drop 8 move right there again defensively. And then they trigger with the eyes. You can see 14 Anderson lowering the boom there. Again, lower that target if you're Anderson.
Anderson playing his first game at Eastern Kentucky. Had a shoulder injury that he was rehabbing. And see the brace there on his right shoulder. Held him out of last week's game.
Bet he pays a lot less rent in Richmond, Kentucky.
Yeah, you think? You can move anywhere in the world out of Los Angeles, around UCLA, and pay less rent. Gain of 1 on first down, 2nd and 9.
Both coaches will have a talk with their teams after this half. You don't want any of this junk this early, especially for West Virginia trying to make a move. You already have 6 guys suspended this game. Don't get involved.
Strong throw to the sideline for Ford Wheaton. Well, that's where you really get to see what kind of arm strength the quarterback has, and Daggy showed off a pretty good amount of it there.
Yeah, first guy in the world to wear 0 at West Virginia with Bryce Ford Wheaton. Great route. That was that same concept they ran before that they converted on. Now it's 1st and goal. Finish his drive here in West Virginia. It's been a great first half.
Sinkfield, short side, makes a cut, gets hit from behind. Anderson with another tackle. Timeout taken by West Virginia. We'll take it with them. Back in 30 seconds. Another half there for Neil Brown. It's 2nd and goal with 42 seconds and a 35-7 lead.
If you're a West Virginia fan, don't forget about this guy.
Yeah.
Might be in this game, might be in the future. Garrett Green, highly touted freshman, 5'11", 192 from Tallahassee, Florida. An elite athlete, was a SEC baseball and Major League Draft type of guy in baseball, chose to play football. A much more dynamic guy than anybody else on their roster at quarterback.
On second down, Doege all day to throw. He's into the end zone. And did he catch it or did he drop it? Looks like that came out. Ford Wheaton had it in his hands. Couldn't squeeze it, 3rd and goal.
Yeah, great ball placement and patience here by Jarret Doege. Eastern Kentucky again dropped 8. They matched everything underneath. Ford Wheaton did a great job working kind of in and out to squeeze and finish all the way through that contact with the ground.
Couple drops today for Ford Wheaton. He dropped the deep ball earlier, drops a touchdown there, so 3rd and goal. Doege to throw again. Sinkfield swings out, opens up a window, and this time Ford Wheaton hangs on and has the touchdown.
For the West Virginia touchdown.
They come right back to him, and that makes up for it.
Yeah, very similar play before. You'll see some crossers. You got the back out of the backfield, creating some space up top, and Doege working through his progression. Really the same concept, different formation. 3-by-1, Ford Wheaton wide open. No doubt about that one.
Formerly Bryce Wheaton added Ford to his name to pay tribute to his grandpa and his uncle, Garrett Ford, Sr. and Jr., star running backs at West Virginia a long time ago. All West Virginia in this first half, 42-7 over EKU. Back in Morgantown, 42-7. West Virginia in front of Walt Wells in Eastern Kentucky.
So we're just talking about fundamentals. Again, he knows the matchup. He knows the physical difference of these two teams. You just want your guys to play fundamentally sound. If I have the flat, I'm covering the flat. If I'm the guy in the deep third, I've got the deep third, and so on. And that hasn't always been the case.
Yeah.
And credit to West Virginia.
Well, he hesitated. Now he comes out, and that hesitation makes him pay a price. Tyke Smith, the special teams tackle. Millions of kids nationwide are without their normal access to sports and play due to COVID-19. That's why Fox Sports has teamed up with Good Sports to restore play for kids and the community organizations that serve them throughout donations of brand new sports equipment. Go to goodsports.org to learn more. Again, there are a small amount of family and West Virginia staff in attendance today. In a little bit of an environment. Here is Alonzo Booth hurdling his way into the secondary for a nice pickup, crossing the 30-yard line. Longest run of the day, 22 yards.
Alonzo Booth has some active feet, agility. We've seen the truck earlier. This is little Devin Allen, Olympic hurdler.
Ooh. Different physique.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah.
Similar hurdling ability.
He says, I'll take that again and try this same bounce.
Devin Allen wishes he could run between the tackles like Booth can, though.
I don't think so.
No, yeah, that's.
He would.
Wish he was equipped to.
Yeah.
That is going to bring this first half to a close. 42-7. West Virginia doing what they'd hoped they would do, taking on the FCS opponent. Coming up after this short break, we'll get you to the State Farm halftime show. For success, presented by Rocket Mortgage. Home loans that fit your life. Rocket can.
Yeah, there's Letty Brown on the first play from scrimmage, getting it started after having 2 100-yard games as a team last year. 170 rushing yards. Sinkfield, I like this guy as well. Lowers the boom there. 5'9", 193, low center gravity type guy. But you're loving that number, 170 on the ground. Letty Brown, 10 carries, 123 yards in the first half.
That's already a career high for him in the first half. At 170 yards in this game. They only had 2 100-yard games as a team all last season.
That's 10 yards a carry. I can do that math.
That's
Southern Oregon grad right
well
there.
done.
That's really
good. And Neil Brown, we showed the clip early on in the game. Somebody asked him this week, So is the run game going to be better? And he said, we better be. It better be. And so far, so good. First half stats collectively, 398 total offense. Of course, you also got to consider the opponent. Eastern Kentucky undermanned severely.
Yeah, and Eastern Kentucky, to their credit, those are really their last week's game stats right there. Very, very comparable to that first half output. Those guys going to come out and play their tails off in the second half. Compete. That's all they wanted in this game, is to compete through 4 quarters. Didn't feel like they did that last week.
So two really hard tests to open his time at Marshall, at West Virginia. They play the Citadel in 2 weeks. Play Central Arkansas twice. They do have another FBS opponent in Troy that they're going to take on, but then they finish against Stephen F. Austin in Western Carolina. As they piece together this schedule kind of last minute, this is actually a game that was originally on the schedule, but pieced it together around that. With the OVC electing not to play this fall in hopes of moving the season to the spring. West Virginia, the 10-game schedule, the 9-game Big 12 schedule, this one non-conference tune-up. They'll get things going against Oklahoma State in 2 weeks, with the entire Big 12 taking next week off. Colonels will have it to open the second half, and a knee taken by Davion Ross.
Yeah, ever since that touchdown that was called back, Davion's been a little bit skittish up in there. He'll get his confidence back.
I know the score is not pretty, but Parker McKinney did some things with that offense in the first half that they can build on.
He definitely did, and like I said, they just want to keep playing, run their offense, get Booth, continue to run hard and run with confidence against a very good front. This is still a test for these guys. It'll be interesting to see how West Virginia plays this if the score gets out of hand. How long do the Stills brothers stay long in there and they start making substitutions?
It's McKinney fumbling the ball on the first play of the second half, but a nice bounce if you're a Colonel right into the hands of Jaquez Jones.
Yeah, tough one to start there for Parker. He gets a fast read key for this mesh right here. The Booth comes across the mesh. Looked like almost Booth didn't know he was meshing the ball there. Not a good start for the Colonel offense.
Second and 8. Booth hit in the backfield and dropped by Dante Stills. The staff saw some flashes of greatness from him last year. He had those 7 sacks, but they want more consistency out of him as he goes into his junior year.
Yeah, team leader in sacks and tackles for losses. You can see right here just a great swim move on that back block. That's one of those things on the chalkboard. That's a little line that says, hey, send your block back on this guy.
Didn't happen.
That's tough.
Yeah. Third down and 10, opening drive of the second half for EKU. He's given time, but the coverage downfield solid. McKinney scrambles and throws incomplete. Oh, juggled around by Colin Sanchez. A few chances to catch that off with the deflection. There is a flag down.
Colin Sanchez had about 7 chances at that one.
Yeah. Like a bar of soap.
Walt Wells will tell us the call before it's enforced. We can see it.
You may just listen.
Personal foul. Defense number 5. 10 penalties decline. Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 8. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So they get Vandarius Cowan. They also had gotten Drayshawn Miller for the personal foul. And the drive extended.
Yeah, Vandarius Cowan, the Alabama transfer. This guy has some juice. The coaches were excited about him. Here he is. The call for roughing the passer. 1, 2, head down. They're going to call that every time. Head down to the quarterback's chest. When you have time to pull up, that's going to be called every time.
Play action on first down. McKinney down the sideline. Hits Jones in stride. And Jaquez Jones is inside the 15. So they promptly take advantage of the fresh life on this possession with a gain of 45.
A nice little play action here off this orbit motion, this over-the-top motion that they have run the ball off. You see this action with Booth inside. Eyes in the backfield, creates a little 2-on-1 on the corner. Great spot by McKinney.
Biggest play of the day for the Tennessee transfer, Jones. In his second game at EKU. He's got it here on the sweep, trying to get around the end, but can as Tyke Smith drops it for a loss.
Great job playing off the block by Tyke Smith. Again, this read power is something they've done a lot, where it's a sweep play outside or a quarterback power inside. And that one, I don't know why he didn't keep the ball. Maybe it's a predetermined call. That's usually a situation where the quarterback's reading that edge.
What percentage, I know it's based on each system, but what percentage across college football these days do you think there is a read involved on a run play?
A lot. I mean, there's you know, if you've got
most, right?
Yeah. There's Alonzo Booth in there. You might tell Courtney Parker to keep a handball against any numbers.
Incomplete, 3rd and 12.
That was a fake screen, commonly known as sucker pass in the vernacular. The tight end sells sometimes they'll fall on the ground. The O-line sells a wide screen. The tight end comes back across the middle. But yeah, the RPO action,
right,
where you're reading somebody on the defense, and there's a pass either behind the line of scrimmage or downfield, legally, of course. High percentage of that. I'm just trying to get the ideal play every time.
After the drop, 3rd and 12. Underneath and incomplete. Intended receiver Matt Wilcox. Coverage from a dive, and it's 4th down.
Little 5-man pressure here by West Virginia. And again, you'll see this pocket just collapse. McKinney's throwing off his back foot, tries to get it out, and he's just late.
A good West Virginia debut for a dive. Field goal team comes out. Alexander Wozniak, who attempted from 54 and just missed by a little bit in the opener last week. Transfer from South Carolina. He's got his first make, although it was a whistle.
Looked like we have somebody offside, I think. It's hard to see these flags from Los Angeles.
Yeah, you need really good eyes.
Assume they would decline it, take the points.
Offside. Defense number 11. That play is declined. Field goal is good.
All right, so the call will stand, or the points will stand. Wozniak has his first make in a Colonel's uniform, 42-10. It's one of the great fan bases in college football there, West Virginia, and not completely open doors today, but there are some family and some staff members. Yes, plenty.
Love it. Nothing like college football fans.
No. EKU gets points on its first possession of the second half, a field goal. And West Virginia ready for its first possession of the second. Corner there. Pretty good looking first half of offense. 398 yards for West Virginia, and they got touchdowns on 6 of their 8 drives. And it looks like we're going to start to see some of the backups. This is Austin Kendall, who appears to be ready to open this second half at quarterback. He was part of the quarterback competition this fall after he started to begin last season. And the Oklahoma transfer makes his season debut. Kendall's first play is a handoff to Sinkfield. And Sinkfield powers his way for 8 yards.
Very similar player to Doege, probably a little bit more athletic type of player than Doege, maybe a little bit more run-centric or possible quarterback run. At this point of the game, they're probably going to have some automatic give type of situations you tell your quarterback, but very experienced player. It'll be interesting to see what he does here.
Interesting that Neal Brown makes this decision to do this, to make the change at this point. You figured that obviously the starters weren't going to play the whole game, but in a shortened season, you wondered if with not a normal fall, if you'd give them a little more into the second half, but not so.
Yeah, a lot of times players want to do that, particularly quarterbacks come out from halftime, come from that thaw. You're in there, you get cold, come back out, get revved back up, play a little bit, but obviously, probably predetermined at 42-10. That's not, get everybody out type of mode yet.
Sinkfield, nice cut. He's done some good things, hasn't he?
He really has. He's got a great just balance and vision combination, and he's a different body type than Leddie Brown.
Injured Mountaineer offensive lineman. That's the only senior starter they have today with the suspensions up front. Michael Brown.
Yeah, certainly not what you want. Eastern Arizona Community College transfer.
Power at least. Jared Daegie's day is finished. 19 of 25, 228 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
Yeah, couldn't script it much better if you're Neal Brown and company. Get your quarterback some impact plays, deep pass plays. Sam James there, the touchdown. There's the one to Ford Wheaton on a little shallow crosser, and a little celebration with your center.
After winning the job this fall and really taking over the job late last season, they said basically the numbers were just better throughout fall camp as they track everything these days. Sinkfield bounces to the outside. He's got another first down. Numbers were better. He's emerged as a leader, and not that Kendall's not a leader. It's just when you go into a battle and you're able to break everything down numerically and make it kind of black and white in terms of who's better, there's clearly Daegie for them.
No question, and it seemed like a close but not close competition.
Right.
Just judging by how they're talking. Nothing against Austin Kendall. They complimented him as well, competed and continues to compete at a high level.
In rhythm here finds Sean Ryan. His first completion. Josh Hayes angled him out of bounds.
Third time they've run that kind of mirrored quick out combination with hitches on the inside, and Daegie was 1 for 2. So far, Austin Kendall's 1 for 1. Get a sense here that they're maybe milking the clock a little bit, just a little bit, not making it obvious, but Jared Parker taking his time.
Well, very quickly, we had that conversation about taking your quarterback out of the game. Then you see when your starting O-lineman go down, and it's like, well, oh yeah, that's why you just don't want to risk it. And at this point, you've gotten a lot of work in. You want to get out of this game and out of the next one as quickly as possible with everybody upright.
Absolutely. And, people always used to ask us, hey, how many runs do you want your quarterback to have? Well, one less than too many. One less than getting hurt.
Right.
Right is exactly what you said. Right after we talked about the quarterback, your starting right guard, your leader, your most experienced guy. That's too bad. Hopefully he'll be okay, and they'll get the reinforcements back with suspended guys.
3rd and 1. They keep it on the ground. Sinkfield gets a first down. The ball comes out, and Eastern Kentucky's got it. Javari Anderson knocked it out of there, and T.J. Comstock recovered it for the Colonels.
Well, I was about to say another crease play in the run game by West Virginia. They've run that play multiple times and a ton of success with it. And I think Sinkfield just coughed it up. We'll see here this end zone shot.
Was that out before he was down, though?
Yeah, you can't see the backside hip.
He's down.
Yeah, looked like his left knee was down before the ball. I think the ball is turned, but not out of his control, right? It feels like, let's go. Of course I didn't fumble.
Yeah, I don't fumble. Film don't lie. They're going to review this. Tim England, the replay official today, taking a look at that.
Right knee down before ball comes out.
Very close now to having 2 100-yard rushers. Sinkfield's got 96 on 12 carries.
Yeah, and either way this goes, you're not happy about that play, but Walt Wells excited about how hard his guys are playing still. Stripping the ball out. Obviously have to fit that run game a little bit differently. West Virginia just kind of running variations of the same, really inside zone, outside zone, and all the variations off it.
Same 2 to 4 plays, generally speaking, just with different window dressing.
Exactly.
Give some looks on tape for the next opponent, but don't reveal too much.
Yep.
It was determined that the ball carrier was down at the 29-yard line. It'll be first down. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 9:21.
So the Mountaineers keep it here on their first drive of the second half, leading 42-10. The run was for a first down. 1st and 10 coming up here.
Coming into this game, Neil Brown said 3 things he wanted to just emphasize more and more. 3rd downs, red zone, and turnovers. 3rd down's great, red zone good so far. Turnovers, they avoided one there, but they'll talk about it. They'll coach the heck out of that ball security.
Find any teaching tape you can when it's a pretty handily won game. Over the middle, reception for Winston Wright. Caleb Lundy the stop, 2nd down. Injured player is Darian Baker.
It's one thing in openers, and especially this year's just the conditioning of guys. These big dudes, the later in that opener, you get worried about some of these injuries. Hopefully he'll bounce up and bounce back.
Take a break while they take a look. He's in the Saints. Check local listings for the games in your area. Watch it on the Fox Sports app. So after the injury timeout, 2nd and 5 for West Virginia and Austin Kendall. Here to the first series of this second half. Daigie's day finish. Blitz picked up, giving him time to deliver to the sideline, but incomplete as he looked for Sean Ryan. Coverage from Josh Hayes, 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Kendall just missed it. He's tapping his chest, blaming himself. That was a great route there by Sean Ryan, and good timing. That's a great thing for a quarterback to be early, right? Your quarterbacks are generally, you have to speed them up, but you have to slow down and control the rim a little bit better.
Run it on 3rd and 5. Sinkfield cuts into the open field, turns the corner, and he's in. Touchdown, West Virginia. Are they saying no, another flag?
Look at my pads, bro.
And he knows it. Here's heard the announcer from the PA announcer, Bill Nevin.
Holding. Offense number 10. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
It's on Sean Ryan.
Man, that was a tough call. Looked to me like Sean Ryan had his hands inside. I was just going to say he just made up for that last play, whoever's fault it was. A great job on the perimeter, but he looks guilty. He looks like, yeah, you got me.
No, I did it.
Good bounce again by Sinkfield.
Would have put him over 100 yards. Would have given him his 2nd touchdown, but instead it's coming back with that.
Keep your hands inside now. Run that outside arm. Again, that's a tough call. Looked like he controlled the guy. He's got to keep his hands inside the frame.
That's one of the
right
things.
On the numbers.
One of the things in their run game they hope they're better at. That's blocking outside, not just the offensive line, but the receivers are doing downfield. 3rd down and 1. Sinkfield finds room to get a first down.
Yeah, you love to see that. Sean Ryan, 6'3", 195. Big dude, Temple transfer. Imposing his will.
Out of Brooklyn, originally. This is now Taj McClung, who just came on for the injured Darian Baker.
McClung, the Duke transfer from Louisville, Kentucky. Highly recruited guy. Another number 0, a new number 0.
What do you think? Would you have worn 0?
Kevin Duckworth. Guys always wanted to be number 0, and I thought it was weird.
Weird, I agree.
Yeah. But now it's a rule.
Yeah.
New rule.
All right, McClung to his feet. It's extra weird when a big dude's wearing it like that, huh? Yeah, McClung is 6'3", 270. Limps his way off. Second injury on this possession to a defensive lineman for EKU. .8:31 left to go in this third quarter. All West Virginia. Fresh set of downs from the 17. Kendall looking towards the blitz. Now rolling with his eyes in the end zone. He will toss it incomplete. Matthew Jackson applied the pressure.
Yeah, Austin Kendall kind of has backup QB-itis right here, trying to force too much. Just take what they give you right there. He had the hitch to the field clean, and it'll be 2nd and 2, 2nd and 1. But that backup quarterback gets in there. He wants to take a couple extra shots.
Try to win the job back with every throw.
Exactly.
Thing is, even if he makes those throws, you're not giving him the job back necessarily.
Right.
More to it. But you get it. You understand. 2nd and 10. Back to the ground. Sinkfield makes the cut straight downhill and in. Over 100 yards and into the end zone for the second time today.
Great little 1-2 punch here with Letty Brown and Sinkfield. You'll see him get it started, getting the back block by the tight end, creating some space for a potential cutback, but it becomes a make a miss inside. And then you see Sean Ryan on the perimeter. Just let go right there at the last second to not get called for a hold.
Sinkfield, a guy who they say has just a wonderful personality, always smiling, always making the people around him in a better mood. Getting the biggest role he's had in his career here today. Had 109 yards in his career coming into the day. He's got 123 this afternoon, exactly the total that Lenny Brown's got. Both those guys 2 touchdowns at a 49-10 lead.
Probably maybe not have the exact idea, but do you think your run game is improved?
We better be.
And so far, so good. They've got their first game with 2 100-yard rushers in 3 years. Brown and Sinkfield both with 123 today. A touchback. Neil Brown and just about every coach, very detail-oriented, right? Kind of control freaks, you guys. Not much in your control this year. And I mean, he's talked about it. Coaches have talked about it. A year unlike any other. His whole motto has been stay well, get ready. And he's taken a lot of pride, and the program has taken a lot of pride in the protocols they've put in place, even to get to this point, to get the season going.
Yeah, I mean, you do try to control every second of the day and every minute with these guys. They're there for such a limited amount of time. And this offseason, like no other, you do have to be creative to this point.
That didn't look like it was any fun for Parker McKinney, who gets dropped by Jared Bartlett.
Like Matt Wilcox went the wrong way as being the option key coming out around the backside. But, yeah, Coach Brown was, talking about, and they did split squad partially for the COVID deal. This is a bad feeling, by the way, if you're a quarterback and you have no pitch guy.
Oh.
Who am I pitching to?
I'm just going to wear it.
Yeah. But what that did is it kept him, legal and clean as far as all the COVID tests go. Also gives you a chance to do a lot more one-on-one teaching and install stuff. And they said from that standpoint, they were way ahead.
2nd and 15. McKinney rolling and throwing to an open window, but it's dropped. Wilcox couldn't hang on. 3rd and 15. McKinney not getting any help right now.
No, great job creating some space by McKinney, running for his life, and drops it in over the top. Tough series so far for Wilcox, getting chased by Dante here at the end.
Talked about the split squad format that West Virginia went with. They broke it up based on who hangs out with who and who they're going to be with away from the field, just to minimize the crossover they're going to have. 2 practice sessions, 2 film sessions. Double duty for the coaching staff, obviously having to work each one of those things.
Yeah, and I thought their plan was brilliant, and the one thing that I thought was interesting, and Coach Brown kind of approached everything from a positive standpoint. One quote from Jordan Leslie, the co-defensive coordinator, that stuck with me is, it's going to be our second first year, meaning they had, after the first year, you try to make that drastic improvement, but no winter conditioning, how you want to do it, no spring ball, how you really want to do it, no fall camp. So, in effect, it is a little bit of a second first year.
Because in the second year at Troy, that's when things really took off for Neil Brown and his staff. They were 4-8 the first year. They won 10 games, 10+ each of the next 3 seasons.
Yeah, this is going to be a much better football team, no doubt about it.
Grayson Malashevich on the return, but a flag down.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 3, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Another one of those special teams penalties.
Yeah, Coach Brown, you can see him walking out of the field, had some choice words there. He knew it was on them immediately, and he's going to coach up that special teams big this week.
So this opener against Eastern Kentucky, they're off next week, like all the Big 12 is, and then they go to Oklahoma State on September 26th. They'll face off at Texas early November. They get Oklahoma at home and then finish up at Iowa State, led by Brock Purdy, one of the best quarterbacks in the conference. It's a 9-game conference schedule. Tony Mathis into the game at running back for the first time, and his first carry goes for a short gain. Nice job there by Kendall to pick up a rolling snap.
Yeah, it was a great catch by Kendall, and it'll be interesting to see the matchup against Oklahoma State. That team, those guys in the black and orange, are going to look a lot different than Eastern Kentucky. Talent everywhere.
Chuba Hubbard, Heisman candidate. They get Tylan Wallace back at receiver. He got injured partway through last season. And then 10 of 11 back on defense. Mathis again. Keeps the feet turning, crosses the 45. For the redshirt freshman from Orlando. Carried it just 4 times last year. Preserved the red shirt.
Yeah, talking to coaches, they like this guy's just his physical presence, his power, and great feel for the kind of the downhill run game is how they described it. So it'll be interesting to see how differently they call this game with him in there.
Brown and Sinkfield pretty similar in what they can call, but you're right. They said a little bit different when Mathis is in.
Yeah, I think against Eastern Kentucky, it's going to be
same
rinse repeat from everything we've seen so far. Kind of that one scheme.
Able to get it on 3rd and 1. You got to strike that balance as a staff, right? The week 1 against an FCS opponent, you want to test stuff out, see how it works, but you don't want to completely show your hand going into your bigger games.
Exactly. You want your guys to go out and just play cleanly, play with confidence, not overthink things. Eastern Kentucky is a team that does, they do a lot of movement. You see all these edge blitzes, and so that's something they've dealt with fairly well. Now, again, there's going to be going against teams where those dudes doing that are going to execute at a different level. That's kind of what happened to him last year, just getting outnumbered in the run game.
Started that season 3-1, then they had a 5-game losing streak mid-year. Kendall gets rid of it as he's hit. Hitting the crossing, Grayson Malashevich. And he's got a first down to the 21 on his first career reception. He was West Virginia's Gatorade Player of the Year a couple of years back at Spring Valley High School.
Nice job by Kendall working through his progression and drops it off to Malashevich with a little hesitation dribble right there. And beating it around the corner, showing his return skills. I was hoping I wouldn't have to say Malashevich.
You nailed it, though. Kendall hung in there, let it go. From the 21-yard line, back to Mathis. Not much there.
Yeah, between Mathis and then the next back, they talked about bringing in Lorenzo Dorr, continue to work this inside run and just inside zone play that they've kind of beat all day long. See the back and the tight end on the same side here. So they messed up, getting unbalanced.
It's Mathis again, and again a pretty cloudy picture. Shane Burks able to plug things up there. 298-pound junior from Lexington, Kentucky, who the staff was really pleased with playing against better competition against Marshall last week. They tried to find positive things in that 59-0 loss, and hard to find it when you look at the whole team, but there were individual performances that we were proud of, and Burks was one of them.
Yeah, Burks was one of them, and unfortunately this week they're without Quentin Floyd, who's suspended. But those guys, they were counting on to be that interior defense, kind of their Stills brothers.
Yeah.
Stills brothers light.
And Stills brothers light, both. Short gain for Mathis, stopped by Caleb Lundy. Well, one thing that we get with the lack of a crowd is you really get an added appreciation for the sounds of the game, don't you?
Yeah, there's some good audio in there with the collisions. And, we had the square up tackles on both the running back by Tony Fields, the quarterback by the defenders there early. 4th and 2 here for Austin Kendall.
Keep the offense on the field. Mathis crashes ahead for a West Virginia first down.
Great job by Mathis. Just see what they talked about in terms of put your foot in the ground and get north. Great job there again. Again, it's the same offensive play, same defensive pressure, and it's just the physics and the sheer strength of West Virginia versus Eastern Kentucky right here. And Mathis finally crease.
Grinding that clock down. Minute 40 left to go in this third quarter in a 49-10 game.
It's one of those tough spots as a coach when you're in that 4th and 2, take the field goal, go for it. Let your backup play here a little bit. Good decision.
Caleb Lundy, another tackle on Mathis. You ever have an instance where you thought you were doing like the polite thing in one of those situations, and then you get the handshake after the game and the guy's mad at you, you handled it wrong?
Sure, and that's a good bad situation to be in. But yeah, those spots of do you take a knee? If this is the 4th quarter right here, do you just wad it up and take a knee? Those are tough.
Nowhere to go. Burks again shuts the play down.
Yeah, great job competing by Eastern Kentucky inside there. Burks shutting it down and literally nowhere to go that time for Mathis.
Backup offensive linemen have gotten in there too. Got pretty much all the starters out of the game if you're Neil Brown in West Virginia.
Yeah, it's important to get Blaine Scott some work in there at center with the suspension of Barrett. Frazier starting. Blaine Scott's work.
Kendall on 3rd and goal, throws it high, and it's 4th down.
Got away with one there. It looked like the backside corner had a chance to pick that off. You got 1 4th down. You're not going to get this 4th down.
Yeah.
For it again.
Evan Staley, a key piece for this West Virginia team as they try to turn things around this season. He's in his 3rd year as the place kicker. And last year he struggled some. Dealt with an injury, had some misses from short range after a really good sophomore campaign. This one from 25. Ooh, uh-oh. He missed it.
You talked about the no-hitter right there.
I did.
Just did it.
Now, had I said that he was great last year, that would have been talking about the no-hitter.
Yeah, Neil Brown specified that we need a bounce-back year from Evan Staley, and that's certainly not the start either one of them wanted.
So they come away empty-handed here. 4 seconds left to go in this quarter. EKU takes back over.
Malashevich, clean hold. Just pushed it.
Now you're just showing off, saying his name. Tyrus Dickerson. Tony Fields slams him down and brings this third quarter to a close. Second year under Neil Brown at West Virginia, off to a roaring start. Alex Sinkfield, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage, ready for the fourth quarter in Morgantown, where it's gone about how you would expect it to. 49-10, West Virginia ahead of Eastern Kentucky. Joe Davis and Mark Helfrich. They're having a great weekend so far. Another chance for this EKU offense to get some work in. The quarterback, Parker McKinney. First carry of the day for Keandre McGlure, a true freshman from Florida who they think has all the tools to be a superstar at EKU eventually.
Yeah, anybody that leads the state, and that state is Florida in rushing. That guy has got a chance, 6 foot 200 from Mineola, Florida. And 35 touchdowns in senior high school.
Good size, good speed. Really good get for Walt Wells and this EKU staff. Third down and 10. McKinney in trouble and sacked with just a three-man rush. They're able to get home, and it's Akeem Messidor, another true freshman. This one for West Virginia out of Ontario. They think he has a monster career coming up. Fourth down, 15. Punt team comes back out. Malashevich has it. Grayson Malashevich waiting for things to develop. Now reversing field. All kinds of flags flying. We got helmets flying for a return of about 2.
Yeah, that's the tough one. Like their number 3, his helmet came off, and you have to stop and get out of the play. And it looked like he tried to, but then there were 47 flags thrown simultaneously.
Yeah,
so something happened.
They used all of them, all the flags they got. Darkening skies there, Morgantown.
Speaking of darkening,
During the return, personal foul, receiving team number 3, participating without a helmet on. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, he did his best not to. That was a tough one on Matthews.
Back in a moment. Grooving down there. Everything's going right. Everything's fine if you're in West Virginia colors today. 49-10. They lead Eastern Kentucky. And look, we're going to get a chance to see Garrett Green, the true freshman from Tallahassee you told us a little bit about earlier. They are fired up about this guy's ability.
Yeah, this guy can kind of do it all. Elite athlete, got a quick release. And you'll see his athleticism. It'll be interesting to see how much they truly cut loose with this guy against this opponent in this situation.
Let him throw, or at least call pass play on his first play, and he gets welcomed into college football nicely, doesn't he? Slammed down by Jason Betts.
Yeah, Basin says, welcome to college football.
Yeah.
They ran that same route earlier, that little kind of high-low smash concept, and it was covered. He pulled it down. And
got a different smash.
yeah, exactly. Ran through that inside shoulder in high school and got Hulk Hogan in college.
Second and 9. It's Mathis for a short game. You mentioned the baseball ability. As a catcher in high school that had an opportunity to play an SEC ball or even to get drafted. His dad, Charlie, played catcher in the majors and now is an instructor in the Milwaukee Brewers organization. But he was all football when it came time to make a decision. One of the first big recruits for Neil Brown. What was a pretty highly regarded class coming in. Back to the ground on 3rd and 7. Mathis keeps on chugging near midfield.
Yeah, Garrett Green probably playing a little bit more in a situation where, under the old rules, you wouldn't, necessarily mess with this guy playing this much, but it's free play this year. So as the year goes, he's a guy I can see being a package guy, red zone, special situations, and he's a dynamic dude.
It presents a whole long list of questions and other wrinkles to what you're normally used to. Back to the conversation about coaches have everything figured out. That's another thing you got to talk about and think about. How to handle the eligibility questions this year moving forward. Go for it on 4th and 1. And it looks like Mathis is spotted short. Credit to Eastern Kentucky. You've said it a couple times, but they have really continued to grind, especially on the defensive side. They are going to force a turnover on downs here.
Yeah, that's a big stop. And again, these are the positives. You can see Walt Wells congratulating his defense coming off the field. That's a big-time stop.
Walt Wells has an offensive line background. You can see that in his personality, right? It's either O-line or defense. Even if you didn't know, you hadn't read the resume, you'd meet him and hear him talk football, and it would have to be one of those two.
No doubt, no doubt. Very positive guy, very colorful guy, and it'll be fun to watch these guys progress against different competition as Dakota Allen checks in here. Little read option out the front side.
Yeah, Dakota Allen started 6 games as a freshman in 2018. He was the backup last year to Parker McKinney. Got to play some last week and did some good things. I think did such good things. There was some thought from the West Virginia staff that Dakota Allen was going to be the starter this week for UK.
Yeah, that surprised me when they said that, but they saw what we saw.
McGlure. Tony Fields racking up the tackles in his WVU debut.
Yeah, this backup group of West Virginia, you see these guys hungry. You get in here right now, and this is a time where you can put something on tape for your coaches to go back and, start adjusting that depth chart like we talked about earlier.
A lot of Ohio natives on these two rosters. Dakota out 11 in Ohio.
This team's very similarly constructed.
Yeah.
A lot of double transfers, junior college.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and 6. He goes down. Sack back at the 45.
And then just where they're located, they recruit a lot of the same areas. Obviously different dudes at the end of it. And Allen's first attempt to pass
ends in a Torres Simmons sack. Now, there's probably a little bit of crossover in the recruiting, right? When Eastern Kentucky's aiming up at a guy. Right at the same footprint. School's separated by a few hundred miles. Line drive punt inside the 10 and downed at the 4. Back to Morgantown after this.
It's here.
Garrett Green, freshman, goes back out there at quarterback. Third quarterback West Virginia's played today. Daggy and Kendall both seeing time already. And now it's Green for his second possession.
And this is good experience. You don't want this if you're the special teams coordinator. You want the ball on the 4-yard line, but good experience here for Green in a backed up situation. Working with Blaine Scott, the center that he's probably most familiar with, the third center.
Oh, and an opener like this where it's already in hand, as many different things as you can get to work on, you're going to take. Green keeps it. We get our first chance to see him as a runner. He slides and lets Betts hear about it. There's a flag down. This could be targeting. He's a defensive player going into a slide.
Might be on Green, too. It looked like he kind of taught him. Maybe, I don't think he kicked him, but he kind of went toward him. It'd be interesting what that call was.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this during the timeout, as if they'd let Green run a true zone read, and there it was. It's either going to be on the targeting or
After
Green
the play
late.
was over, personal foul, defense number 38, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Wait, what? After the play on... It's on Betts. All right. I don't know if Betts, I guess he must have pulled at him, or...
I think just the after the slide, I think the official must have had the angle that it looked like a more vicious thing than what happened.
All right. Green pulls it down and skates his way into open space. Gets cracked from behind.
Nice little stick game, one of the oldest concepts in the book out there on the outside. And then if that is covered, that turns into a quarterback draw. Kind of a pass run option for the quarterback.
Nothing doing on second down. Very short gain for Lorenzo Dorr on his first carry.
Dorr's from Fredericksburg, and they compared him to more like Letty Brown than any of the other guys. And this is another guy that they were very excited about as a contributor, not necessarily going to jump the depth chart, but a guy that helped out in every other aspect. He's the fourth running back in the depth chart as a redshirt senior.
Get Mathis back in there for 3rd and 2. He's got it, and he's got a first down. Well, what are your main takeaways watching this West Virginia team today, which last year 5-7 in the first year under Neil Brown? They came into this year saying they wanted to be the most improved team in the country, setting their sights high in that regard. What are your takeaways through 3.5 quarters?
A lot of good stuff. It's been kind of a consistent theme offensively and defensively. There's a lot of good stuff, particularly on offense. You're happy with your run game. You're happy with Daggy's play. Defensively, they did some good stuff, very limited by what they did defensively.
Yeah.
Tried to play it very vanilla against Eastern Kentucky. Special teams will be a huge kind of cleanup session, but they'll get that cleaned up. And then offensively, you get all those guys back. You get 6 guys back. Neil Brown sets the culture that whatever those guys did isn't up to his standard, and that's a good thing going forward.
First career catch for Charles Finley. Then he had to limp off of the field there. 2nd down and 8. Underneath. Reese Smith, first down. It was interesting to talk about the special teams being a clear area of needed improvement. That was an area he signaled out as consistently good last year. The exception of the place kicking at times, but he thought was going to be a strength this year.
No doubt. There's that same little stick concept that they ran before. Great job finding the seam and getting it work by Smith. Timing there by Garrett Green. But no doubt they could have been gashed or were gashed on that kickoff return.
Right.
And that's on tape. Everybody else in the conference sees that.
Smith again slips a tackle, to the 41.
Same play flipped over. Worked once, flip it over. There will definitely be people in the state of West Virginia doing some scoreboard comparison, just to how Marshall looked and how West Virginia looks.
By the transitive property, Marshall fans are going to say, we beat ya. Green runs and hits the sideline. Look at him swagger his way out of bounds.
Swag, a little something to him. This is just a straight-up quarterback draw. We got some late flags. It might be the receivers again holding as Green bounced it.
Did you see Neil Brown grab a hold of him and say, we don't do that?
Replay, first down.
He's going, hey, dude, it's Eastern Kentucky, and it's 49-10.
Chill.
You scored 0 touchdowns in your career. Or something to that effect.
Yeah, right.
I think he said, hey, Garrett, come here. Please just play.
The look on Neil Brown's face is like he had something that tasted bad. Like, what is that? Stop made by Javari Anderson. So we wind near the 5-minute mark of this one. Fun to watch, though. You can see why Garrett Green is somebody that we brought him up when we talked to them yesterday, and they tried to be a little bit muted about it, but you could tell they're all really fired up about what he's done in practice.
Yep, and it's you're breaking a horse, in some ways, and you'd much rather have a guy like that, and you can coach everything into it if he's willing, and by all accounts he is.
Another injured player here. That's Jordan White taking a look at. For West Virginia, 601 yards. A lot of that coming in the first half. Starters came out of the game pretty much after the first half. This is for an offense that last year had the biggest drop-off in points per game from 2018 to 2019 of any Power 5 program.
Yeah, that'll help your stats right there. Is that a Will Greer breakout game back then?
Was that 18? Yeah. 700-some yards. Gosh, that Oklahoma team was bad defensively. Green lofting this one. Incomplete. Out of the reach of Malashevich.
It's running that same concept. They've run that play four times in a row, just probably getting in his groove. And, again, not trying to show their hand for further opponents.
Again, up next, Oklahoma State in 2 weeks.
Great audio.
Listen to Green take charge pre-snap. Dorg, it's hit at the line of scrimmage and drop. Gabe Fletcher.
Great pursuit and just physicality there by Fletcher, finishing the play.
So 4th down coming up for West Virginia.
Ten seconds on the play clock, and they're going to take a timeout.
We'll take the timeout with them with 4:19 left to go. Pretty much right when we went to break, they started to review for potential targeting on that last play. What'd you see?
Yeah, Lante Leapart came in. It looks like the crown of the helmet as you watch 21 come in here. Just watch. This is the football move that they don't want, right? There. That's the dangerous play for the defender. It'll just be interesting. It's kind of like that first one that Mike Pereira was correct about, where is there enough? That's the move we don't want in football, is that crown of the helmet down. It's dangerous. West Virginia did not end up taking a timeout. As you said, they triggered the review at the same time.
One different wrinkle with targeting this season, by the way, is that there won't be ejections with it. It's just disqualification. So whoever's called for the target no longer would have to go back to the locker room and sit back there by themselves the rest of the game. They get to stay on the sideline, just can't play, and have to serve the same suspension as far as stemming over to the next game if it comes in the second half.
Yeah, the key words, as you said, ejection versus disqualification.
Right. Well, if this is put on, then Leapart would miss the first half of the game against the Citadel.
That there was targeting on defense number 21. Number 21 is disqualified for the remainder of the game. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So there is that wording that you mentioned, disqualified as opposed to ejected. Which seems like a good little minor change to the rule.
It does, and again, there's nothing. Again, I guarantee everybody's talking, hey, it's not vicious, it's not anything, but that's the move we need to eliminate to keep this game.
From the 24-yard line, back at it with Green, pulling on the read play. Bounce into the outside, inside the 20. You're smiling over there. I'm watching you watch him, and you got a smile on your face.
No, he's definitely, again, I talked about the backup itis with Austin Kendall, and I think this was pulled before he took the snap. He just pulled it and just said, I'm going to out-athlete these dudes on the perimeter, and got 6.
Hey, Mike. Check nickel, check your leg, R44.
Mathis inside the 15.
Zone read for Garrett Green and Mathis. Arcing the tight end. Making a clean picture there for Garrett Green.
A really balanced offensive output today. They're over 600 yards. 295 passing, over 300 rushing. For a team that averages 73 rushing yards per game last year. Mathis moves the chains down to the 10. 1st and goal for West Virginia. Time now for the Smokin' Player of the Game, sponsored by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. What's your beef? And it is Letty Brown who got all his work in early in this game. He finished with 123 yards on 10 carries and 2 touchdowns, and he also had a touchdown catch. Mathis trying to join the party. I mean, it was Brown at first, and then Sinkfield came in and pretty much did the same thing. Exactly 123 yards, exactly 2 touchdowns on the ground like Brown.
Mathis has to finish there and get himself 100.
Right. Mathis is in. Touchdown. First career rushing touchdown for the redshirt freshman. Had a touchdown catch last year, but he's in on the ground here, and it's 55-10 West Virginia.
Great job up front, just getting it started. A 0 blitz, an all-out blitz here by Eastern Kentucky. Trying to stop the run. They know it's coming. Mathis in the front are just too much.
Extra point is through, 56-10. We take another quick break and finish things out after this. This is Jackson Bardal, who's an offensive lineman for EKU. A little bit Hulk looking like, huh?
Wow, you guys with hair, man. What is that?
You guys, you're going to put me in that group?
It's like a dead lemur on the top of his head or something.
Jeez. Big hit on special teams. A return to the 18. All right, excuse me, a dead lemur?
Look at that thing.
Yeah, that's just a,
it's like
what a
those
reference.
with the black and white. And yeah, it's got little stripes in there.
Love it.
He's hanging on for dear life. He's going to look like me in a couple of years. Just jealous, Jackson. I'm just jealous.
Yeah. Minute 56 left to go. 56-10 West Virginia. Kyron Curitan comes into the game. Or Kamen Curitan, beg your pardon.
University of Nevada transfer.
Jariah Hightower gets his first carry of the game. Moments of protection brought to you by Allstate. Get a quote today, and the offensive line for West Virginia opened up some gaping holes for this West Virginia offense. The running backs to run through. Pretty easy running for West Virginia much of the day. Lenny Brown 123, Sinkfield 123. But it's not like West Virginia fans are going to look at this and say, okay, the run game is fixed. And it's not like West Virginia is going to say that. They're going to have to do this against Oklahoma State and have to do this against the Big 12 opponents coming up on the schedule before anybody really buys in that they fixed things.
Absolutely. Overreaction Sunday.
Yeah. Inside a minute now. 56-10, West Virginia. A keep for Curitan, who dances his way into open space and has a first down across the 35.
Finish there by Curitan. You see 205 pounds of quarterback finishing on that safety. Again, guys competing through this even at 56-10. Zone read, he's reading 45. 45 collapses. He pulls it. A little sugar at the end of it. And a little physicality.
Hightower one more time. Running off the final seconds of this one. And you figure that EKU has some pieces there that are going to help them win some games over the course of this 8-game schedule.
Yeah, when they're going to play against like competition, if they can just be efficient, take care of the rock, and build on some of the good things they've done, they'll be fine.
We're going to get one more playoff, and that is going to do it. West Virginia takes care of business here in the first game of their 10-game schedule here in the second season under Neil Brown with a 56-10 final score. Reminder, tonight on FS1, Coastal Carolina takes on Kansas, 10 Eastern, as Tim Brando and Spencer Tillman will have the call on that one. For Mark Helfrich and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Los Angeles and from Morgantown. 56-10. The Mountaineers take this one.